Casino and Resort would like to congratulate the lucky member who just purchased a diamond bottle of Pluter champagne.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another podium vehicle video here in Grand Theft Auto Online. I think Rockstar's a little confused. It's really not as funny as I'm making it seem. But they congratulated me on purchasing a bottle of champagne, which actually I believe happens to be free this week. Something happens to be free. Let's check real quick. Oh yeah, look at all that. Everything happens to be free this week. I don't know if it's all alcoholic beverages, but these three for sure. Champagne specifically, these three are all free at any bar, so it's like here in the nightclub or casino, down in the nightclub, any random bar, other players' nightclubs, you know, whatever. So these are all free. I'm not gonna buy one because there's no point doing that, because we're kind of in the middle of something. But anyways, I think they got confused. They congratulated me on that instead of on winning this here car, which happens to be the topic of the video regardless. This vehicle is the Overflod Entity XXR. It is one of two Koenigsegg-like vehicles in the game. This specific one is based primarily on the 1-to-1 with some influences from the Koenigsegg Agera R. The XXR is similar to the XF, similar profile to the XF, but has a more aggressive styling. The XF is based also on a Koenigsegg, of course. It is mostly the CCX. I'm not going to get into all of that, all the XF details, because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video actually happens to be the XXR, which I now have two of. I have a matte blue one, which I based it off of the real life one of a similar matte blue color. I can't remember the chassis number. I think it's 118 or 108, maybe. But it's based off of that. This one kind of reminds me, I know it's two different cars technically. This is the 1-to-1, although it does have a Agera R. So, but basically what I was going to say, this one with the red kind of reminds me of the one from the Need for Speed movie, which has a red one, a white one, and then I want to say maybe a black one? I can't really remember. It's been a while. Maybe a yellow one? I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched that movie. It's a good movie. If you haven't watched it, check it out. And you like cars. Kind of Fast and Furious type, but it's not as high even as that. As high level, high energy as that. But anyways, you can purchase this vehicle for a hefty $2 million on the legendarymotorsport.net website. It was part of the March 2018, I want to say, maybe 2017 at this point. I can't remember. It's part of the Southern San Andreas Super Sport Series. Well over 2 million, I suppose, 2.5 after upgrades. Which, speaking of which, mine is upgraded performance-wise. It happens to be over in this area. But that is upgraded, so we will do a performance test with that as well as this one at fully stock. And of course, as usual, we will do I'll look at the customization for both. So that one's mostly stock in terms of customization. Again, it is based off of the matte blue 1-to-1. I don't know why I fell in love with that spec. I guess I just saw it once and I was like, damn, that is a beautiful car. There's also the orange and white 1-to-1, white with orange accents. There's one that's similar to that, the Agera RS, which I believe has the 1-to-1 package, or has the 1-to-1 engine, which is the megawatt or whatever. Yeah, there it is. I'm looking at it. Chassis number 107. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this. Alright, so I was unable to find the specific chassis number for either car, either of the three cars I mentioned. But if you just look up Koenigsegg 1-to-1, you'll find pretty much the first picture is the white one with the orange accents, and then the Agera RS Valhall, you look that up, and those cars are almost identical. I'm sure the RS has the 1 megawatt package, which gives it basically the 1-to-1 engine. Chassis number 135 is Valhall. I'm pretty sure the matte blue 1-to-1 is 107. I could be incorrect there. And then I'm not sure what I want to say it was the launch car, or like it's like the main car, the main Koenigsegg 1-to-1. Like, obviously, aside from any other customer car, for me that was like the face of the 1-to-1. Back when I first discovered it, it was that white one, white and black with the orange accents. I mean, that was my first viewing, I guess, of the Koenigsegg 1-to-1, and then obviously I learned more and more, and I discovered other cars. But anyways, I'm going on about pretty much nonsense. Good Need for Speed, good movie, check it out. Has a car similar to this. Has a car.
Show off and show them who's boss with a bottle of Bluter Diamond Champagne.
Yeah, anyways. I will do the performance, look at the customization, all that jazz. Obviously my car is elsewhere in the map, so it'll take me a little while longer to get to it. Or I can just call it in, I guess. Again, talking nonsense. Long story short, I'll see you guys shortly down at Los Santos Customs. Alrighty, so as mentioned, here we are down in the Los Santos Customs mod shop. This car, as I previously mentioned, is upgraded performance-wise, but it also has some cosmetic enhancements as well. It doesn't have armor, but it does have brakes. The front bumper is the secondary splitter and canards. We'll just speed run through this real quick, show you some of the other options that you could potentially put on your vehicle. Rear bumper is the secondary diffuser. We'll do the same thing there. I kind of like the highlight diffuser actually. Alright, that's pretty cool. Engine upgrade. Exhaust, got the big bore. You can see that sort of down there. Can't really. Oh, yeah, you can. It is right there. Got the triple exit. Got the stock one, of course, and we have the titanium. Look at that, glowing bright orange and blue. All right, the explosives hood. We got secondary hood fins. You can see those right there. Or you can have carbon. Or you can have none, just has the intakes, or you can have the primary fins. I was going to say these don't really change much, primary versus secondary on my car, but, you know, have that however you want. I guess the secondary color is black. It's metallic though, so the metallic from the primary color goes over that. Interesting. Horn at his stock, that's what it sounds like. You know, pretty basic. Lights, this does have xenons, there's your difference, just a little bluer hue, bluer hue. It does also have the neon, which you can see down there, also blue. You can kind of see what the theme we're going for here. I might fork over the 19,000, change that to match the wheels. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see, the plate, I do have the yellow and blue. I have my custom one. It's funny, I only have 3 custom plates, and one of them I made for the Schlagen GT when that came out, and that's the only car it's on. And then this one I have on my Astons, so it's on the Wagner, I think it's on the Spectre, whatever other Astons I have, but that's it. It's just like, yeah. Respray. So my color is actually I have no idea. It's for whatever reason it just doesn't show. But that's what it is going to change. Most of the vehicle, you can kind of see some of the lines a little better. Secondary color is going to be, mine is metallic black, as I mentioned, and that will change any secondary options basically. Interior as well, so that's pretty cool. That's stitching. So yeah, trim color, I do have a custom trim color. Start over. I do have a custom trim color for once. It is the dark blue. Usually it is just graphite. The crew emblem goes right there. It's a little big, but it's not too terribly big. It's not covering the whole door or anything. I could sell it for $1,028,890. I wouldn't do that, but I could. Spoiler, I do have the GT wing. I feel like this one is the most closely resembling the actual cars. But you can go through and just kind of see what these are. I believe the one from Rockstar has the stock spoiler on there, so that's pretty cool. The podium one. There's your other options. I really like how it looks without the wing, but at the same time I feel like it just naturally has to have a wing, you know? Like you look at the cars and most of them, if not all of them, have some sort of wing. But it does look good without one, I'm not gonna lie. Suspension, I have it all the way down. That's, oh, I'm sorry, I have to look away at that. Wow. Wow. Look at that gap. It's almost like you left the front lip up, or front lift up, except it's the entire car. Yikes. Alright. So, you almost definitely have to slam it all the way. If you don't, it'll look like this. You don't want your car to look like that. But if you don't look at the options, which I guess now I've forced you all to at this point, I was going to say if you don't look at the option, then you won't know what you're missing out on. But, well, yeah, you gotta. Maybe not necessarily all the way, like even that's alright, but like, oh, look at that gap though. I do have the race transmission, of course, and turbo. Let's take a listen to that. Not too much of a difference there. A little bit of a blow off, and it does, you can hear it spooling up. The wheels I have are the Carbonic Z, and I do have the fluorescent blue, as I previously mentioned. That's what that'll look like with some of those. The wheel color, there you go, fluorescent blue. Tire design is stock, enhancements is bulletproof, and smoke is black. And the windows, I have light smoke, interestingly enough. It's not quite fully tinted out, and it's not quite a fishbowl. It does have a little bit of a tint. Alright, that's about it for this one. I'll do the performance test real quick, and then I will do both of those for the red one that Rockstar has kindly put on the podium. Alright, so real quick before we get our performance, open up the doors real quick. Unfortunately, this vehicle does not have dihedral Koenigsegg doors such as the Furia, but it does pretty accurately go into full transformer mode. Just like the actual car, you can see the wheels through the hood as well as the engine cover, which I always really like that on Koenigsegg's. I think that's really cool. Pagani's are kind of like that, I think. But unfortunately, like I said, Doesn't have the Koenigsegg doors, but it is still a pretty good vehicle in terms of that. So, real quick, get our performance, and you can kind of, I don't know what I was about to say, but it's not what I was gonna say. This isn't really that good in terms of performance in general, but in races and stuff, unfortunately, because it is such a nice car. I believe this one was one that came out in the era, as previously mentioned, in the era of the Southern San Andreas Super Sport Series, or, you know, whatever that update was, the SSASS, or, yeah, whatever it is. But point of the story that I'm trying to tell you here is it has handling flags, such as on the, well, any car that came out in that era, I believe, has handling flags. The Dominator GTX is probably one of the worst ones from that update with flags. There's some others that have them. This one has them. I have never noticed them. I have noticed that it doesn't perform as I believe it should. I don't think I've gotten up to 90 even in this car, so we'll see all that in a second. But now that it's getting dark, we can kind of see the lights. So there's your tail lights, there's your regular headlights, as well as, alright, it's not quite dark enough, but we do have the reverse lights there, as well as the brake lights, just like a Koenigsegg. Love it. Alright, and get our acceleration and such starting right now. No digital dash, so there's your 0 to 60. See, look, it climbs. Alright, it climbs up to very quickly up to 120, but it feels slow. This car feels small, in my opinion. Like, it feels short, it feels low in terms of height. But anyways, there we go. We're at 130, I think. The handling is good. As you can see, I did a decent drift. It wasn't very visible because I was in first person, but so I stand corrected. It does get pretty high in terms of speed, according to the analog dash. Now, I don't know how accurate that actually is for honestly any car, but I do know that it definitely doesn't feel that fast. Or sound it, for that matter. We'll get our e-brake from the end of that white line. We'll have to redo it because we hit the grass and we would have hit again. So it's a very terrible e-brake apparently. But listen to that. It doesn't want to shift. Like, it's just stuck there for a little while. But like, listen to that. It's just not going to shift. It's just not going to get faster. But there is a bunch of cars, unfortunately, that are like that. Alright, we'll get our e-brake again, but this time from the front of the white lines. Wow. Almost back to the same spot that the Vision GT was at. And that's starting however many feet before that one. So it's not very good in terms of e-brake. We'll check real quick in terms of regular brake. Keep in mind that they are upgraded. It just, listen to that. It just doesn't sound good. It sounds like it wants to go faster, but it's just incapable. Alright, we'll get our regular brake from the end of that white line. Significantly better than the e-brake. Now that it's a little darker, there's your high beams. It doesn't illuminate too much. It's also not very dark. But anyways, there you go. Now we will head back to LSC. We'll pull in the red one from Rockstar. We'll just go through that real quick, see what they have put on it, and then we'll be right back out here on the track to test its performance. So I will see you then. Alrighty, so here we are with the other vehicle, the one that happened to be on the podium itself, As you can see, a little bit of a difference here in terms of the suspension. It doesn't look too bad because it didn't already have the lower suspension. But anyways, no armor, stock brakes, stock front bumpers, stock rear bumper, no engine upgrade, stock exhaust, no explosives, stock hood, same horn, makes sense obviously. Lights are stock, the neon kit doesn't exist, the plate is standard, stock, whatever. Primary color, classic Formula Red. It is classic Formula Red. Alright, secondary color is also classic Formula Red. It is actually metallic Formula Red. Interesting. Alright, trim color, again, the default graphite. It's going to be no money if you were to sell it. The spoiler is the stock spoiler. Just take a look at those real quick with the different color. I'm going to sneeze soon. I don't know when. I'm not going to look at this because we already saw that, and I don't want to ruin the car. Stock transmission, no turbo. The wheels are stock, but they look like... Actually, they almost look like these. So that might be why I put these on and then changed the color. They are black from Rockstar, so that's alright. That's pretty cool, I guess. Yep. Wheel color, tire design, tire enhancements, tire smoke, all that good stuff. The windows are obviously not tinted. Alright, let's get our performance real quick. Alrighty, and here we are once again down at the LSIA Proving Grounds. We have the red now Entity XXR. The doors aren't gonna change, you know. It's all gonna be the same. Alright, let's get our stock start up. As if that changes. And there's your headlight difference, high beam difference. With the white instead of the blue tinted ones. Alright, get our acceleration. We'll start that right now. There's your 0 to 60. So again, the speedometer seems like it gets really fast. The vehicle itself, however, doesn't quite seem as fast. I mean, that's almost basically the same level as the other one. I think the other one was a few more miles an hour faster, but I mean, that's to be expected. One's upgraded, one isn't. I mean, it's the same for just about every vehicle, so. It is strange, though, that it's like that. But I'm not complaining. Makes it seem faster than it actually is. Definitely doesn't sound as fast, and definitely doesn't look like it's as fast. But get our regular brake from right there. Just about the same, if not maybe a little worse, which would make sense considering it is stock. It is not upgraded. It does not have the race brakes. Head over to the other side. We'll get our e-brake. I could do a donut check as well. There's really no point in doing those, but I could. I don't see why not, to be honest. So we'll get our e-brake then from the end of this white line right there. Oh, look at that. So that one, I think it's a little better. Wait. Yeah, actually, I think it is a little better. Because the distance from here to where the other one was, like right here or wherever, is much shorter than the distance between this end of the white line, which is where I got the brake for this one, and this end of the white line, which is where I started with the other car. So I think it's a very small difference, but it is a noticeable difference that this e-brake is better than the other one. However, at the same time, this car was stopping from a lower high speed, if that makes sense. Like, the other car was going faster and the brake took longer, whereas this one obviously was going slower to begin with, so it didn't need as much room to slow down, if that makes sense. We'll get our donut check real quick. Yeah, it's not gonna be that good. Maybe upgraded it will, not sure. Not gonna pull that one back out to check. We are, however, going to go into the garage regardless, and that'll be the end of the video. Alrighty, here we are in the basement level 3 in the nightclub. We got two very different but also very similar cars standing or parked right next to each other. We have my original one and then the Rockstar Podium one. Overall, decent vehicle. When I first bought this, I mean, I'm sure it's probably the same with any car in the game and honestly in real life. When you first buy it, you drive it for a little while, then you get bored or whatever, and then either you sell it or you just don't drive it as often. And I think it's kind of the same in the game. You buy it, you upgrade it, whatever, or don't, obviously. You drive it for a while and then you're just like, whatever, or you end up getting another car and it's like, okay, gotta drive that one more because it's newer, you know. So that's how these massive collections get created, because we just get cars, we drive them for a while, and then we stop, get another car, drive it for a while, and so on. Or, you know, the order is interchangeable, really. We get another car, and then that's why we stop driving the other one. But I think also in part the fact that it's got handling flags of sorts, that's kind of why I was like, I don't really care about driving it that much. I mean, it is a nice car, don't get me wrong. I definitely did drive it for a while, and I drove it well. But, you know, same with any car. I mean, I probably drove that for a while. Probably drove this one for a while. Some of these cars, because they're duplicates, I didn't really... Like, I don't think I ever drove this one, aside from the review. I don't think I ever really drove this one, because honestly, I don't really care for the car in general. The R8, I drove a lot. I still do. I wish it had more customization, though. Like, I wish you could lower it more. I wish you could put a bigger splitter on, maybe a bigger wing a little bit. Like, I wish there was more customization to it. But I do occasionally drive it. Spectre, I really don't drive that much anymore. But regardless, that is the Koenigsegg 1-to-1/Agera R. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, turn post notifications on so you don't miss out when I upload new videos. A like would be appreciated. You don't have to click it, but go ahead if you want to. Honestly, same for the subscription. Doesn't bother me if you don't. Doesn't bother me if you do. It'd be appreciated if you do, of course. But, you know, I don't look at you guys as a number, so I don't really care about the number. Just as long as I have you guys viewing and enjoying the videos, that's really honestly all that matters to me. So it doesn't matter that 99% of the viewers are unsubscribed. I don't care. But that being said, I hope you enjoyed again, and I will hopefully see most, if not all of you, in the next one. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Yeah. Alright. Sick.